Yo, what's up guys? In today's video, I'm talking about the 5 pros and the 5 cons of living down the Jersey Shore. Now, stay tuned to the end of this video to learn about an insect that might make you want to run as far away from the Jersey Shore as possible and never move here. Let's go. My name's Kevin, this is Living in Jersey, and I make these videos to know exactly what you're getting yourself into when making the move to the Garden State. To kick things off, I'm going to start off with my first pro for living down the Jersey Shore, and that's the beach vibes. I mean, when you come down here, things definitely slow down. It's just a very relaxing environment, and to say that I live an hour away, and New York City is an hour away, and Philadelphia is probably close to an hour away, that all these kind of hustle and bustle regions, it's very close by. You can get a really quick escape when living in the Garden State. So we come down here for vacation with my family. For the past few years, we've been doing that for a week or so, and it's a really quick, convenient, easy escape from your reality. My first con for living down the Jersey Shore is that the water's pretty cold. It never really warms up that much in the summer months. Obviously, it's a little more tolerable because it's hot outside, but what really makes the water cold is when it's inside your house. And that's probably the main con for this point, is that you're probably going to need flood insurance if you do live close to the water. And when Hurricane Sandy rolled through back in 2012, almost 300,000 homes down here were affected by the flooding, and 22,000 were deemed inhabitable. And I actually have a client who moved from her primary residence to her beach house down in Point Pleasant, and she had to completely rebuild it. And when it comes to flood insurance, she actually had to build her new house up on stilts because you get better flood insurance quotes when your house is on stilts, because I guess it'll just be less damage. But definitely something to consider when you are moving close to the water, and with global warming doing what it's doing, whether you believe it or not, it's definitely something that you want to think about if it's a long-term investment. My next pro for living down the Jersey Shore is definitely the restaurant scene. When it comes to fresh fish and fresh seafood, it's some of the best in the world, I would argue. And you know, I remember I had like a breaded cod sandwich this summer, the beer batted breaded cod sandwich at one of these restaurants. Amazing. Like, I'm still dreaming about it. I'm definitely a foodie, so it's definitely a great place for a foodie, especially if that foodie likes seafood. There's also great fish markets down here, obviously, because they just freshly caught, bring it right in. So a lot of times, not only will we go out to these restaurants to enjoy the seafood, we'll also go to the fish markets, grab the seafood, bring it home, and cook it up. And it's honestly some of the best fish that I've ever had, just getting it from these markets. My next con for living down the Jersey Shore is that it is expensive. Whether you're talking about the median home sale price in a lot of these towns, especially in Monmouth County, it's gone from 400,000s to in the 600,000s over the past couple of years, with the influx of demand on moving down here full time, kind of the transition to remote and hybrid work. These are all things that are kind of contributing to these price increases. And going out for lunch is not cheap either. I spent 28 bucks on a sandwich and fries the other day just filming for this episode. So you're gonna have to budget for all these things if you do move down here full time. It's even expensive if you're renting. There's a lot of demand for these rentals. You gotta rent them in advance of like a year plus a lot of times just to get a decent rental. And I've seen rentals go for like 1,600 bucks a night, and I'm sure there's ones that are more expensive. So again, not a cheap area to live, especially the closer that you get to the beach. A lot of the locals that I talk to really highlight how much they love how easy it is to access live music. Whether you're talking PNC Bank Arts Center or some of the other smaller venues along the Jersey Shore, there's always an abundance of live music to attend, no matter what the season. Winter, spring, summer, fall, there's always options to really enjoy live music. And I would have to say that the nightlife down here is probably some of the best in the entire state. A con to living down the Jersey Shore, from what I've also heard from the locals, is the summer congestion. Obviously, in the summer months, everyone's vacationing here. You got an influx of vacationers, so the roads are crowded. It's tough to park. The restaurants are booked. The beaches are crowded. You know, it's just something you have to deal with when you live in a very kind of highly densely populated area, and this is the most convenient beach option. You're going to have a lot of people here on a regular basis. My next pro for living down the Jersey Shore is that it's super fitness oriented. So whether you got people riding their bikes, there's a lot of bike lanes, which makes it conducive. I rode my bike to pretty much everywhere, whether I'm grabbing something from the convenience store, a carton of milk for the kids, or if I'm going to grab some fish from the food market, or just grab a sandwich for lunch for the family, I ride my bike pretty much everywhere. And that's one of the things that I love most about it. The other day I saw, this is middle of January, it was 50 degrees out, but I saw a handful of people getting their wetsuits on to go surfing. We did some surf lessons a while back down in Asbury Park. You know, obviously there's swimming in the ocean, but it's super fitness oriented. There's plenty of gyms to go around. I'm actually sitting here at Bellworks, and right here at Bellworks there's plenty of fitness options. Right here there's Bar Method, and then a couple other fitness studios scattered throughout on this main floor here. So it is, if you're into fitness, the Jersey Shore is probably one of the best places to live in New Jersey. My next con for living down the Jersey Shore is gotta be the greenhead flies. So we came down here last year, and we actually had to leave the beach a couple times because these flies were so bad, and they hurt more than a mosquito bite because they actually like slice a little wound in your arm before they start sucking your blood, which sounds horrible, which it is, and they're really painful, and it will definitely ruin your beach day really quick. There's really not much that anyone can do about these flies. It's kind of living with them, and you know, standard bug spray doesn't really seem to do anything. So you just kind of gotta luck of the draw on the day of whether they're gonna be biting at you all day, but just something to consider. Maybe you don't want to move down here because you don't like the flies. I don't know. That's your choice to make. My last pro for living down the Jersey Shore is the appreciation. So this market has significantly appreciated over the last few years. Went from a median homestead price in the 400,000s to now it's in the 600,000s, and you have a lot of these like tear down new builds, big mansions being built up, and that's definitely affecting the price. There's high demand down here. There's not a lot of space to build, so that is going to increase the demand. The transition to hybrid and remote work makes it more appealing and doable for people to live down here full time. So there's been a significant increase in demand, and the spike in appreciation has gone along kind of the same standard trajectory as all of New Jersey has. However, in these sections there's usually like a bigger spike whenever New Jersey spikes, a little bit steeper of a slope. So just something to think about. People like living down here, but it's going to come at a significant cost. To round today's video, I got my last con, and that's commuting. So if you're commuting to New York City from the Jersey Shore, it's either going to be really expensive or really time consuming. So if you're driving from the Jersey Shore to New York City, you can expect about a $44 day when it comes to tolls and gas if you're in like a relatively fuel efficient vehicle. If you're taking the train, it's going to take you almost over 2 hours to get there, but there is the most convenient option is the ferry. There's a C Street ferry which will get you to New York City in about 40 to 45 minutes, but it does come at a cost. It's going to cost you about $72 a day round trip if you are going to take that ferry, but it will save you about 75 minutes a day. So if you are going every day, that's almost 5 hours, 6 hours that it'll save you per week. So that's valuable time in my opinion, as long as your salary can kind of back up that added additional cost. I hope you found today's video helpful, and I do recommend subscribing to this channel because I am going to be diving deeper and deeper into different towns down the Jersey Shore section and then in New Jersey in general. I am a realtor in the state of New Jersey. I would love to be your real estate choice when making a move to the Garden State, so feel free to call, text, or email me at any time. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.